welcome back to the channel. Just a short clip there of a comedic marshal tricking the group of young lads. This was a session of 20 karts back at TeamSport in Sheffield again, as always. This is the full international layout. So out of these 20 karts, 16 of them were some young lads with their parents. I'd say about 16-year-olds, possibly. This was possibly a just finished school party sort of thing, who knows, having just done their GCSEs or whatever. But anyway, it was a good fun session. It was actually, so 20 of us, 16 young lads, and then 4 members, including myself. So yeah, it was actually a good fun session for overtaking. The young lads did get a few black flags throughout, as did one of the members actually. But yeah, good fun session. So we're halfway through our first flying lap here. I joined the rear of the field and we got our first yellow flag here. So keep warming those tyres and be ready for that green flag, because that kart certainly wasn't. Straight round the outside there. And that's not the first time I do a move like that. We get a red flag, but as I'm at the bottom of the ramp, I should proceed to the top, starting these karts at the bottom of the ramp or on the ramp. Is not held impossible. Check the kart behind did come up, as they should have done, and we're all good to go. Back onto the yellows. See what we can do with the tyres. Line ourselves up straight away for the next pass. Don't quite get the run out of the corner. Catch me out a little bit on the brakes there, but we'll do a cut back. See if we can go around the outside through here. Nope, because they're going to start taking each other out instead. But we'll hold it round. See if we can get on the brake late. And finally complete the pass, and we're through. So one more kart, 27 to get past now. Just bide my time, find my way. Got a good run out of that corner, up the ramp. Leave them a bit of space on the inside because they're still quite there, but then we're through. That one caught me out there, but we ran the outside as well. As I say, this was a fun group to race with. They were all reasonable. They're very varying paces, but they were doing actually very well at sticking to one line, not weaving all over the place, and there's the first black flag being waved there. Got caught out slightly there as I just didn't quite get the brakes on in time. Expecting them to, they started going wide and then came back in again and just caught me out slightly. Got the cars diving into the pits there, they're the one that got the black flag, so that's an easy pass. And then we just got to see when we catch the next kart. They've hit the inside barrier there, so I've got the run up the ramp. So yeah, this kart felt fantastic. I felt that it was probably the quickest accelerating out of the lot that I passed, and yeah, had decent brakes. It felt a good kart. Sometimes you get into a kart and they just don't feel right, like I did with the second session here. But this one in particular was fantastic. I trusted the brakes, I knew exactly, got a feel for them straight away, and yeah, it just felt quite grippy on the rear end as well, which was nice. I'm in this new seating position again where I'm all the way back, but with the pedals still in the same position as I usually have them. And I think actually it's worked out. Whilst I don't get a particularly fast lap because of the nature of the session, it worked out well for me, so quite happy with it really. We'll probably stick with it going forwards and see what happens. So, yellow flag, going very slowly up the ramp. You need to be very careful doing that. It's more likely I've seen it with cadet karts, but yeah, I've seen a few get stuck on the ramp, especially those big ones where you're going from the very bottom to the very top. Although this is based this building is based over 2 floors. According to TeamSport, there are 3 floors around this track, and there's another pass around the outside as the lights go green. Yeah, TeamSport call these, so there's your top floor, floor 2, as we get to the red flag there. Just a short red flag, back under the yellows. So as I was saying, this up here is the 3rd floor, down the little ramp and you're into the 2nd floor, down the big ramps and you're onto the ground floor. So down into the 2nd floor, down the big ramps, onto the ground floor. So TeamSport class that as 3 levels, or 3 floors. It is what it is, it works, it's a good track. But you've really got to be careful on those big ramps if you're trying to go up them at a low speed. Got another pass done round up that ramp there. As I say, this car had a good acceleration to it, a good amount of torque. They went slightly wide and I followed them through wide there, and got caught out on the brakes touch there, had nowhere else to go. Another car close behind the first one that I passed, so I need to just be careful that they don't try anything silly. And back into the yellow flag. So I will be patient and just wait for that moment to pounce when the lights turn green, and let's face it, probably go around the outside. Not quite, that's the wrong place for me to do a pounce, but I'll trick them into thinking I'm coming up the inside, and they actually hit the outside barrier there and caused that yellow flag. Whilst this was a fun, clean session generally, in front of me at least, there were a lot of yellow flags in this one. But yeah, generally they were a good group of people and drove quite well, I thought, from what I saw. But yeah, there were a few black flags being waved and a few issues. I'm called back up onto another 2, they've caught each other out. I'll take that as an opportunity to slide up the inside there. So lap 7, this is actually my fastest lap of this session. As we clear the one kart, I'll let the rest of the lap play out for you. And as I just catch the traffic in the right place, I complete my fastest lap of a high 1 minute. I certainly know I can go faster, but it just wasn't to be today. I need a couple of laps to get my head in, and then I can get my fast ones in, but it just wasn't going to be them. It's unlikely to happen on a session with 20, unless we're all going incredibly quickly. As I say, this is more for the fun than trying to beat my lap time. It would be nice, but yeah, I got called out there is they looked like they were running wide and holding it out wide and then cut back in at the last second. Totally on me. I went for the dive and they decided not to stick to the line they were on. Nothing from the marshals for it, so despite happening right in front of the downstairs pits where we had left from, they were clearly happy with it not being a purposeful hit. So this lap was reasonably quick, although obviously I was fighting that kart, so 2 seconds down from the previous lap. Saw a marshal grabbing one of the boards again there, clearly about to black flag, or at least wave a board at someone else. I've experimented a few times with different lines through there, and I feel that just letting the car, not actually using the brakes, just letting the car bring itself back in, roll it out, hold it out wide to start with, and let the car bring itself in, seems to work quite well. I need to compare with my quickest lap. I'll go back and have a look, see if I did something similar, but that's what feels fastest through there. There, 101. This car is definitely the quickest one on here. Definitely the quickest car, just is it the quickest driver? This one's not paying attention at all to the lights, looking behind them, not where they want to be looking. And then almost losing it coming out of that corner. We'll take last of the late breakers. I hit the brakes as we went over the metal strip, and yeah, locked up immediately and just lost them. I think that's the only time I've ever actually done that on that corner, but I wasn't going to do that again. So we're through there. The shake of the head there didn't actually show on camera, but they knew I was there and turned into me. They got the black flag and then lost control anyway. Yeah, they deliberately turned into me before the time to turn into the corner and tried to push me into the barriers, so that was... They didn't like me coming up the inside there. They knew I was there because I was there for a long time. Thankfully one of the marshals in the race control booth for the downstairs pit actually saw it, hence the black flag being shown very quickly to them there. So just time for one more flying lap, and I've dived up the inside again as the lights have gone green and people are napping. This obviously will be a slow lap as we started it on the yellow, but there's time for just one more. Can we make it a quick one? If I can clear half of this traffic, but no, there's nowhere to go. They bumped the barrier, I bumped them. Catch this one. Have to think about going around the outside, but can't carry quite enough speed. If I can get the cut back here. Nope, because they've come left. Lost all momentum, getting the run up the ramp there. Now, I think at this point I've seen the marshal pick up the checkered flag around at the pit area, across the top. There's two marshals and I'm pretty sure I've seen one of them pick up the checkered flag, so I know we're coming to the end. I'm getting tired, so I know we're coming to the end. But so far we're still under green flags, and so far we're still going fast. So try this one around the outside, but doesn't quite work there, doesn't quite work there. Can't get the car back, they're really holding me up now. And there's that yellow flag. Don't know what they were doing there. And they've done the usual of, I now can't get up the ramp. But there we go. That is the end of the session. As always guys, thanks very much for watching. Please do like the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications.